Get off your ass and do it. What are you hiding? What are you afraid of? Stop neglecting yourself. Get out of this relationship.
What's up? Welcome
I just had a really funny thought. Oh wait, do you want to say welcome to Unexplained Cases Medium?
Well, now the mood is gone. So, I mean, it's spoiled. So,
when I was watching that promo, the intro, and I was like, you know what? You can tell when COVID started based on the size of my eyebrows. So like,
wow.
You can tell like, oh, quarantine. Okay, we opened up, they thinned out. Now they're thick.
Okay, so hey, Jordan, Aaron, and Mary Christina. So you're hearing it first, and so you're going to have to remind me, because I can sometimes forget this stuff, that I need to make a video that's exclusively of the progression of Miriam's eyebrows. That's basically
how you can tell when COVID started. The thicker they got, we're like getting closer to quarantine. We're in quarantine because I just had them done again yesterday, and it's been since November, I think. I mean, honestly, thank God I'm older. If I was 20 years old, I would have been freaking out because my brows at 20 were just like massive caterpillars, you know? But now that you're older, you lose so much hair, and it's like, oh my gosh. Yeah, and I'm not good at you know, one will be here, one will be there, and
hey, I just find it impressive that basically, like, anyone who is like a skilled beautician, if that's
sure.
sorry if that's not the most accurate word, but that's the first one that came to mind, would be able to use a string. I'm like, I envy you, because you give me a string, there's either going to be blood or something is going to be out of whack.
Well, you know, I'm a baby. I can't do that method. I've tried it, and I was like, are you kidding me? And so she tweezes and waxes. I don't know how people do that, you know, but anyway.
You know, they apparently got skills.
That wasn't what I was planning on talking about today, but.
But do we ever, you know, like we have these, what is it, you know, the best laid plans of mice and men, which I guess that means you're the mouse by that standard. So
fine, I mean, I'll take it.
You know, I mean, it's okay. It's just, you know, some literature there. So.
And I never read it. I just remember carrying that book around, and I was supposed to read it, and I did everything in my power to not read it, and then fake it that I did read it. I was terrible in school.
That's what most people do with literature. Hey, Mia. Hey, Mary and Patty and Ronnie and Kira. And yes, thank you, Aaron. I'm glad that you agree with, you know, yeah. See, there's certain people, give them a string, don't give them a string. So, you know, it falls right in there. So Just a Dreamer. So Jordan's actually doing some readings now. So that's awesome. You know, he talked about how he's going to start doing some stuff.
Jordan.
I've caught his TikToks too. So awesome there. Robin.
Hey, Jordan, you're on TikTok? I need to follow you.
See? I mean, you know, he snuck in there basically. You know, and then the other day I decided to just, you know, drop in and just be like, and then, you know.
No fair. Someone tell me your handle. Is that what you call it, or your name, or whatever?
Well, exactly. George, brother, man, I am so pleased that you're in the chat, and then also, you know, God bless you. Basically, it's awesome that your surgery went well and everything. So that's amazing. We got a bunch of awesome peeps floating around in the chat today. So this is cool stuff. And he just dropped his handle in there. So, that's my user. I guess maybe that's you know, handle may not that may actually be aging us to say that. It's like, we're so AOL. So I mean, I used to work for them, so you know that's good company. Come on. All right, enough about all this frivolity. See, you've had you've been through some stuff lately. So you know,
yes, it hasn't been easy, but you know, it's been a hard year for everybody. So I can't say much, but everyone's been very sweet, sending their condolences and such. And you know, you gotta You know, everyone experiences pain. Suffering is a choice, and I am not going to suffer, but I'm definitely going through it. But you want to hear something funny?
Hey, I always like funny.
There's so many funny Daisy stories, especially if you followed just the videos I would post and stuff. I mean, she's 12 and a half years old, and that's just like a tiny portion of the footage I have of her. She's just this ridiculous, silly girl. But the other day I was watching this one psychic. She's really, really good. And her cards were all her decks are like pristine. And like you could hear when she shuffles them, like they're brand new cards, but she's had them for years. And I was like, huh, let me show you some of my tarot cards because of Daisy. Here's one. This is over the 12 and a half years. Okay, now this is Oliver. Now let me tell you this. Oliver did this one watching Daisy do it once. He grabbed one and was like, oh, that looks like fun. And then there's this one, and this isn't even all of them. But my decks, that's what my decks look like. Put it that way. And so when she was like, she's beautiful and everything's, you know, all perfect and her decks are pristine. And I'm like, here's your card. Here, what does this card mean?
Well, I mean, that I think just opens up into a whole new category right there. So,
but I can't pull it out of the deck because then you're playing with not a full deck.
See, exactly, and George would agree. You may not be playing with a full deck, but you're 100% angel. So,
well,
you know.
Come on, George, that's awesome. I need more George comments regularly, like throughout the day, even when I'm not on. No, we're not doing the show. Just post some great stuff about me.
George is amazing. I mean, you know, he's just through and through. He's a legit real deal. So
did you say
awesome.
Is that the George you said came out of surgery?
Yeah, indeed.
Oh, congratulations! That's a big transformation to go through surgery like that.
It's the phrase would be kicking cancer's ass. So
that's awesome.
That's always a beautiful thing. Absolutely.
Transformation.
Yeah, I was about to say, you know, you've covered all the stories, so I guess we got to get on to the real stuff then, right?
All right, what people care about. Then. All right, let's close your eyes. Let's take a couple deep breaths. In through the nose. Let it out through the mouth. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Really allow that belly to expand. One more time. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. And let's just be still for a moment. Notice your breath. Notice its pace. Notice its depth. And notice your belly. Is your belly tight? Is it expanding with the breath? How does it feel? Relax the forehead. Relax the eyes. Release the jaw. And just breathe. If you want to deepen the breath, deepen the breath. If you feel comfortable with where the breath is at, just leave it. What is it that we want to know today? What is it that we need to know today? What is it that is presenting itself or wanting to present itself to us today? You know, one of the things I've learned, with every death, there is a rebirth, right? So when someone in your life passes, it gives those that have survived the opportunity to rebirth. And so when we are able to move out of grief in our own time, however long that grief takes, you start to look at the relationship and intuitively start to determine what was I to learn? How am I to change? How am I to rebirth? That rebirth, when someone passes, is how we honor everything they taught us. And honestly, the bulk of the time, their teachings aren't what you think they are. Especially if you lose someone you love and you're close to, you would say, oh my gosh, they were so supportive and they taught me this and they taught me that. And I want to, be able to continue that legacy, which is all good, of course. But when the soul's teaching another soul a lesson, that's different. That's not, oh, this person taught me kindness. This person taught me, patience. All good. But it's deeper than that. And when we are practicing our intuition, when we are connecting to our higher consciousness, when we are connecting to our true self, we are allowing this higher consciousness, spirit, to speak to all the other spirits that are in body and out of body. And this is how we learn to manage death. Because when you are able to connect with the spirit, the higher consciousness of that person, when they're in body, and then you are able to connect with that entity out of body, there is not room for sadness and tears because nothing has changed. The communication is still there. But we have decided that when we're in body, everything is one way. Good, bad, yes, no, right, wrong, logical, tangible. I have to read it. I have to see it. I have to learn about it. Not, I have to experience it. Right? For most of us, God or the universe, we don't feel, we read about. Intuition, we don't trust because we're told to think about it. You can't make logic of intuition. Creatively, thinking big, thinking fearlessly, thinking outside the box doesn't happen because we're told to be realistic. The only way you will ever know God or spirit or the universe is by experiencing it, feeling it, doing the work. Right? That's your higher consciousness. God, spirit, the universe is your higher consciousness. It's not separate from us. It is us. But if you don't understand how to connect to your higher consciousness because you're always here or you're busy reading, what happened now? What did he do now? What did she do then? And it's not going to do anything for you. It's going to put information here, but doesn't teach you how to connect to spirit. God, your higher consciousness. You can't make logic of intuition. There's nothing logical about intuition. It's feeling. It's how we feel, not happy, sad. It's a knowing. I just had a feeling it was going to be okay. I just knew something was coming. I just knew something bad was, you can't make sense of that. And the more you try, the farther away you move from it. Trying to be more, be yourself, be creative, think big, think fearlessly, think courageously. You can't do that if you're told to be practical, logical, realistic. There's no such thing. You can't be realistic and think freely at the same time. So we pick our poison. And I never use that saying because I don't really like it. But when we don't allow ourselves to feel, to use our intuition, to connect to our consciousness, you are picking your poison. Is it this? Is it a book? Right? Everything I do, you can do. You just got to connect to your higher self. You know, spirits in body aren't always the same when they're out of body. When they're out of body, they take on a form to remind us, oh, yeah, that's them, right? But that's not who they really are when they're out of body. Daisy was a perfect example of that. It was so funny because the day we knew we were going to say goodbye, I had put together the chants and the mantras to help, you know, move her over. And I was putting them together, and I was with Bruce, and of course we're sad. And all of a sudden, her spirit comes in the room, and I'm like, I just put together a whole playlist, and you left your freaking body now? Like, we called the vet. We said we have a doctor coming over. You just left your body. I'm like, Bruce, go see if she's still breathing. And we start laughing. And it's like, when you are able to connect with those that you love, their spirit, you can't cry. That's funny. That's typical Daisy. Like, get back in body. We have a plan here, you know? And there's a joy and a connection that we are all one. That's how you know we are all one, because you experience all one. And when you experience all one, there is not pain and suffering. I cannot stress that enough. Do I grieve because I'm in body? Yes, of course. Do I have to go through the rebirth that everyone else? Yes, of course. But I know that grief is different for me than it is for most of you, because I've allowed myself to feel spirit when they're in body and when they're out. I hope that brings, for those of you that have lost big, you know, have lost children or parents at a young age or siblings, it all applies. You know, when we are experiencing death, when we are in that shock of just finding out, that is when most of you are the closest to God or the closest to spirit. Why? Because you are at your most vulnerable. Everything is broken down, and all you have is that wanting to feel that person. And you finally allow yourself, I can feel them, right? Because you're desperate. You're in pain. You're in shock. But that moment is real. But that moment of feeling them, you can do when they're in body still. And that's also how we learn how to communicate, get along, because you're not just hearing the face value. You're seeing the bigger picture. Anywho, moving on. Here we go. Card 1, card 2, card 3, card 1, card 2, card 3. Rick, are you still there?
I am.
Did you mute yourself? Is that why?
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't sure because I all went really silent, and I was like, is anyone still listening to me?
You haven't been left all alone.
I know. Okay, here we go. Card 1. Well, I'll be honest, it came in upside down, so I got to look at that first. Reversed, I should say. All right, so listen, card 1. You have, for some of you, you've planted something. You have been building something. And for some of you, this is your body, your garden, you. And there's a disconnect. So for some of you, if this is maybe work or relationship or family that you've been working on, it's upside down. You're not seeing it clearly. It's not bad. It's not wrong. You're not on the wrong path. You're just not seeing it clearly. You're not seeing all the pieces to the puzzle clearly because you don't want to know. If you know these things, it will make everything else easier. Just check in with yourself and say, okay, what am I not seeing? Put that in your meditation. And for those of you that this garden is a representation of your body, you're not taking care of it. It's like you've been playing Russian roulette with it. I should be okay. I should be okay. Stop. You got to fix this. Okay. Take care of your body. You got to, if you exercise already, you got to change it up. It's got to be something more centered on mind, body, spirit. If you're doing that already, then there's something in your diet that's not working for you. Your body is crying out for change. Okay. And again, if this garden is like a work or a family, that's crying out for change. Okay. Card 2, also reversed. Why is everyone reversed today? Card 2, you are emotionally, like, you're losing your faith. You're losing your trust. You're letting your emotions get the best of you. You're not trusting in much of anything right now, and you're doubting things. You're swimming in this emotional pool of just like not even fear, just kind of like this emotional water just feels muddy. Old issues, old beliefs, old patterns that you're just swimming in, you know, instead of going back to this sense of trust that everything is in divine order. So what do I need to do to get out of this mucky water? What do I need to do to change and clear the water, change the path, clear the path? What do I need to do? Card 3. Card 3, it's all about your intuition. It's all about your gut. It's all about feeling. It's all about knowing. You are just this like laser beam of awareness, and you're not using it. You're just this laser beam of intuition and psychic energy, and you're not using it. You're ignoring it. If you are using it, hone it, get specific, and apply it to your daily life or even your work life. If you're not using it, you better use it, or it's going to start to feel uncomfortable. It's going to start to kind of weigh on you. Let's do this. Who's next? Oh.
So wait a minute. Did I hear laser beam of intuition? Is that what I think I heard?
Did I? I don't know. Did I say that?
That's what I think I heard.
That's all right, all you aliens.
That's a T-shirt right there, basically.
Laser beam of intuition.
Yes,
Cool.
that's easily got to be a T-shirt, and then
I want half the proceeds.
Well, you know, you said it.
Don't send it to charity. I want them.
You said it, so I mean, you know, actually, it'd have to be in your merch store. And then I think there's some irony that was attached to number 3, and that was one that Jordan chose. So.
Oh, cool.
You know, just
Jordan is nothing but a big old laser beam of intuition, man. That guy is just nothing but.
Wow. So in that case, CJ Dog, you are nothing but a big old laser beam. These are lyrics for I gotta start writing these down. This is like lyrics for a whole song here that's coming up. This is outstanding.
Are you singing it? Because I'm not.
Well, nobody wants to hear me sing. You know, they might want to hear you, but I don't think they want to hear me, because that would just be wrong. Getting along to our case of this week, we've got a special guest, a fan and friend, and it's awesome to actually have her in person, because we do so much of this, so much chatting and typing there, basically.
I got my bumper stomper dumper do mirror out. I see you.
She should show you, Rick.
Exactly. See, it's, you know, and of course I still don't have the mirror, so I'm surprised nobody called me out on that. So
well, it's just a frame. It's not really.
Yeah, well, exactly. You know, no, I'm taking care of it, so that's not a problem. So, but Linda, thanks so much for being here, and you have an interesting situation that we've talked about a little bit in the show description, but I'm going to step away so, you and Maryam can chat.
So, Linda, let's start with this single occurrence of a psychic attack. Just give a little bit of information because, I can't take too much information. Just to explain to people what happened a little bit, and then we'll go from there.
There were several occasions where I felt the kind of electrical charge going from my head down to my feet, and nothing ever happened. But this one occasion, cold, freezing air came along with it, and I curled up. It happened so fast that time, and it was like out of the blue, and I curled up, and I was gritting, and I was really struggling to fight it off, to stop the energy from curling around me. And then when I was in a ball, I felt punching in my gut, like in the solar plexus area. And then it stopped as soon as my teeth were starting to chatter. And then after that, it stopped. I was cold for quite a while afterwards, the way freezing is.
Okay. All right. So you gave me a picture of the house you lived in, and I have your photo. Let me see. How old were you when that happened?
Oh, that was in like 2009, 65 now. So I was like, do the math.
We all know where I land on math. My mom laid into me when I was off last 2 weeks ago, so someone else do the math. That's hard math anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see what happened to you then. This was actually an alien experience. It was a alien group, and they haven't been back since. It honestly could have had something to do with your you said you had 2 conditions that you felt developed after that.
Yeah, about in 2014, I was diagnosed with cancer in the female organs. It was all polyps, like lots and lots of polyps. And by the time we got the surgery squared away and scheduled, I found that I had a really severe pain in my breast. And on the day of the surgery for the polyps, they had analyzed the breast tissue, and it was cancerous. And when they looked at the polyps, that was precancerous. That was 50% on the way to being cancerous. So I did some reading, and a lot of people think that the polyps kind of surgery takes like 4 or 5 years to develop. Mm-hmm. And the breast cancer was faster.
It's not that they caused it, but there was this electrical charge that threw the body off slightly, that threw off the energy of the body, and the body was it almost feels like an electrical current, or like a lightning bolt of such, and that it's just like there's like the spine was here, and then it kind of tweaked, which threw off all the organs and everything else going on inside. So the most important part for you is just to keep doing the work you're doing. Continue with that grounding, morning meditation, daily meditation. Make sure that you're grounding yourself. Make sure you're becoming familiar with your energy, other people's energy, so that you stay clear on what's what and who's who. and just focus on running energy. You don't need to really focus on protecting yourself, because that's a whole different vibe. It's more about being aware of what energy you run and how you run it, when you run it, and what that feels like and looks like. But that's that was that situation. I know, Linda, you have 3 different questions, so let me jump to the next one. Yeah, go ahead.
Which question do you want to address?
Oh, okay. I think we might be able to jump to all of them if they're all this quick. So let me see. The next one you have is your high school.
Oh, after all of these last few years of watching paranormal, investigations and things, it just dawned on me like a couple of years ago that I actually had a paranormal experience, because all my life I've been aware, and I always attributed everything that I experienced to being psychic. And this was in high school. Um, it went on for like several months, and it was finally I had to tell my mom about it because I couldn't manage it. I tried to manage it all myself.
What happened?
I think that what happened, that my mom brought in a demonic kind of spirit because she did some witchcraft, and she cast a spell on my stepdad's ex-wife. And it was after that I would get the chills in the back of my neck. I was being watched. I was being watched in the shower. And it affected my stepdad. He started behaving like a teenager, somebody my age in high school. And he did things that were just, I thought was really off. And that led to, at that time, a molestation. It wasn't a full-blown rape or anything, but it was pretty bad. And that's stopped. But what happened is that I kept feeling dark energy coming from the closet. We had this hallway closet that had a floor that came up to here, and then there was a door in the back of the closet to the attic. And we didn't use the attic because we couldn't get in there. And but I kept feeling every time I'd go by there, even when I walked in the house, I could feel the negative energy. And I tried to look at it. I tried to open the door, and I did, but I couldn't bring myself to climbing in there to look. And I knew it was bad. I knew it was bad.
Yeah. So which I know you know this, Linda, I'm just kind of speaking to the masses. Witchcraft is the first form of religion or spirituality that was, it was the female version of magic and spirituality. But just like with any religion or any practice, it can be used in the negative. And setting spells is, that's a longer conversation. But basically, what you put out is what you get back. So if you put out to, remove someone or bound someone or bind someone, that's coming back. So you have to, when you practice spells, you have to be very, very conscious and very evolved at what you're doing and why you're doing it. Your mom was working from a place of fear, and that's the worst place you could be working from when you're working magic. And so what she put out definitely altered the home, and not only people in the home, but people outside the home. So I don't know, we don't know at the end of the day if it's what caused the molestation, but it did alter, and you did see and feel that change, and you did witness the experience, and it did cause it wasn't like a dark entity that came in. There was this it was like, they're telling me it was like literally she threw out something and that comes back 3 times. So you put something out there, it comes back to you 3 times. She put out there she wanted someone to do whatever she wanted that person to do or not do. That's coming back in that home 3 times. So you felt it's like this continual washing over of the repercussions of the spell that she set, you know? So, yes, you were right on about that.
So what happened is that after I realized that this was a paranormal experience, kind of like for me, then I began to wonder if that thing, if it was a thing, was still there. Was it harming the people who live there now? And that was my big concern.
It could be. It could be. It could be because, but at the same time, that I'm being told that energy also will follow the person that cast the spell. So, you know,
wow.
Is there a residual effect in the home? Could be, but ultimately it went with your mom.
Oh, okay. Well, she's passed now, so she's in a safe place.
Okay. Okay, good. So, there we go. I think we covered everything. I had a feeling these questions would be kind of quick. We covered all. There was
The
three.
third one is that when we moved into this apartment here, where I live now, the first night that we actually started staying in the apartment, I went out to the parking lot for last thing, and all of a sudden I just got the urge to turn around and look down the driveway, and I saw this dark entity, apparition. It was see-through. The hair was out to here. It was a man, pants and a t-shirt, feet, everything. And he was walking towards the bushes. I was watching him walk, and then he turned and watched me. We didn't say anything. You know, I didn't say, "Who are you?" I guess I wish I could have, but I didn't. And he just turned and went on into the bushes. And the next morning I went out there to look, and there's no pathway. And then a year later, I saw a white ghost. This was like a column of white. It was see-through, no head, just, column of white. And it floated off the floor. It was my neighbor, and this was following her into her apartment. Mm-hmm. And when I stood there watching this white ghost, it stopped, actually. I couldn't tell if it was turning or anything, but it was like watching me, like I was watching it. And another neighbor said that her mother had passed a few months earlier. Okay. So the thing is,
yeah.
The thing is that I thought that I had I kind of felt something going on in the apartment here, little things. And then I was on Facebook chat and trying to do a hypnosis, and it wasn't working. My friend said, "I have to stop because I can't hear you. There's now a lot of static and garbledy voicing," but we couldn't tell what it was. Okay. And I had sent those video clips to you, so I don't know if you had a chance to look at them.
So you are basically you are a seer, so you see spirits, and spirits are all around us all the time. It doesn't necessarily mean a place is haunted, as you know. And so, excuse me, those first 2 spirits you told me about were connected to people in that apartment and or who had lived in that apartment, and you were just watching them exist, basically. They aren't haunting, they are just existing.
Yeah, I got no negative feelings from them.
Right. Okay, so then this other experience you had, I don't feel anything in your home. I don't feel like your home has any activity that shouldn't be there. But that doesn't mean that you won't stir up and energies if you are practicing something, if you're practicing your intuition, if you're, we're doing some form of hypnosis. And it doesn't necessarily mean those entities are bad. There's the dark energy and light energy is around us always. Light and dark is always around. It's not, I go over here and it's dark, I go over here and it's light. That's not truth. Truth is dark and light is everywhere always. Now, which do you choose to interact with? And do you choose to be neutral or not neutral? That's all it is. And so when you open your intuition up and you are practicing it, you're going to experience, everyone has to experience dark energy to understand it, learn about it. And for you, you're just a very open, intuitive person, and you feel and see and experience. But your house doesn't have anything that shouldn't be there.
Good,
there
thanks.
isn't anything like that. But you are really just, it's all about you honing the power of what you see and hear. You're a very powerful spirit. You hear things, you see things, you feel things, So knowing that, it's like I always say, if you're on a busy street, do you stop and talk to every single person on the busy street? No, you just go where you need to go. Yeah. And the same thing is with energies, and yes, energies will mess with our electrical grid and they'll mess with this and mess with that, but it is what it is, and it's for us to hone our skill set so that we know when it's, negative, positive, supposed to be here, not be here, and if we're supposed to do anything or just remain neutral. Sound good?
It does. It does. Thank you very much.
You're
my hero. Miriam, I have to tell you that you're my hero because it's only been since I've been watching your show that I've actually come out to perfect what you've already done for so many years. And I just feel very lucky to, like on New Year's Eve, when we did the meditation, it was the most powerful thing that I had ever felt. And I felt so much energy, and I know you did too. Mm-hmm. And the next day, my legs were just walking everywhere.
Wow, because there was so much energy running through you.
Yeah, wow. It was great. It was great. So well, I'm actually trying to understand and what I have experienced and put it all into perspective, because I know that I've been aware and empath all my life. I even have a dream when I was like 3 or 4 years old of grays, the gray aliens, mm-hmm. and I scooped up one and I made it into a ball to see if it would bounce, and I threw it and they went away. They didn't bother me anymore. And I was like, okay, okay.
Well, isn't that fascinating? And, here's the beautiful thing: as the older we get, especially for women, the more powerful we get, and so for you, your power is just going to continue to grow and grow and grow. And so it's so important that you keep doing the work that you're doing, because you want to be able to manage it. You don't want it managing you. You want to be able to manage it, and it will change your life, heal your body, all those things. And thank you for the kind words. I mean, thank you, but you're the one doing the work. I'm just here to validate, but ultimately you've done the work.
I'd appreciate it too.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Linda.
Thanks, Rick.
Yes, thanks
nice
for being here. Yeah, absolutely.
And I told you about Daisy, and I told Daisy that you need her.
Thank you.
Thanks, Linda.
I'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.
See you in the peanut gallery.
And I'm sure she likes you too, Rick. But obviously it goes Maryam, Daisy, and maybe Rick.
See, I have always respected where I fall on totem poles. It's perfectly fine, I'm used to that. So Linda's good people, so it's nice to be able to actually have her on the show and for you to be able to address so many topics.
I know. That's a lot of stuff. I always feel for people who see like that, because I don't see like that, and I would be in fetal position on the floor, just like, mommy. She's like, get up. That's
See?
hard to see stuff like that all the time. That is not easy. All right,
Right?
go. I know people want their questions answered. Let's go. All right, let me jump in really quick. Erica, I'm sorry, Erin. Erin, her friend passed just recently in October. And the question is, did she died in this little car crash? Did she suffer before passing? No. It feels like her neck broke very quick. And obviously I'm not a doctor. Thank God for that. But it was something broke fast, and she almost didn't even know it happened. She's still very close to earth, very close to family, still trying to work it out and figure it out, but she's okay. And she says, thank you, Erin. Thank you for asking and inquiring about me. Thank you. Thank you. Her heart's filled with a lot of love. She's in a very good place. Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you, Erin. One more, and then we'll jump in. Carrie, this is about her daughter. She wants to know what her daughter's super senses are, and how she can help her. You guys cannot see, but this little girl is ridiculously cute. And listen, for me to say that when something doesn't have four legs, she sees, she feels, belly, they're saying, feeling a lot in the belly. No need for like protection. It's just keeping her diet very clean and just being, call my mom. Get some tips from my mom on how to raise a crazy baby. No, just honoring what she talks about, you know, when she sees something or when she feels, just honor it. I mean, Carrie, you've got this. You don't need me to tell you what to do. You've got it. But she feels a lot. Honestly, I feel like she's going to end up hearing eventually too, maybe around the age of 10. It may start with ear infections, or coming from here. Sometimes we just got to go through it, but don't panic when that happens. Yeah, it feels like it's going to start to come from here at around 10 or so. They keep saying there isn't a need to protect or harness from dark energy. She's you practice light, so your home is filled with light. You guys practice light, so you're good. She's going to have to experience dark energy to learn about it. So you're going to have to just be patient with that and assist. But at the end of the day, it's all a learning tool. It's not something she's going to get caught up in or is going to hurt her. But they keep saying belly. She's feeling it there. So that's where you want that focus to be. I feel like she sees things too. I feel like she's just kind of the whole package. But right now it's all belly. And they're saying a lot of that comes from the fact that she's still very young, very connected to the umbilical cord area, very connected. And this is the thing, you know, children lose their touch with God or spirit because we train it out of them. If you don't train it out of her, if you allow her to feel and express and feel, just don't repress it, right? Allow her to talk about it, to see it, encourage it, you know, show her tarot cards, show her crystals, allow her to feel what these things feel like, allow her to experience animals. And here's the thing, the more you can keep the aggressive energy of meat out of her body, the easier it will be for her to manage the energy that is being run. Meat just holds on to pain and suffering and dark. It gets stuck in the body. When the body doesn't have that in it, and it's open, it's just fluid, the energy runs, and it's much easier for someone to manage growing into all these abilities. It doesn't make you, kooky. And also start her, get her used to doing a daily meditation practice. I mean, I know asking a 2-year-old to sit still, it doesn't matter. It's about her watching you do it and knowing this is what we do. And one day she will sit because she knows this is what we do. You've got this. Don't worry. There's nothing you need to be concerned about. And I mean, I read your whole synopsis. You're doing everything. You don't need me to help, other than to validate and say, yes, you are doing the things you're doing, the dreams, all of that. It's happening. It's real. You've got this. You got it.
Booyah.
All right. That's it. For me, Ronnie. Okay. Putting glasses on because Ronnie does not want to be a Bonnie tonight. All right. Oh, Ronnie, how is your mom doing? Let's see. She's worried about you. She's right behind you, not to scare you, but she's worried about you. What are you doing or not doing? You want to honor her, she says, fly, joy. You got to change something up to find that. I don't know if it's a relationship or a job, but something's got to change. She keeps saying you got to fly, and you're not letting yourself. She is your guide, okay? So use her, call on her. She's amazing. And I feel like a broken record when people ask that, because when people are in spirit world, they got it made. She's great. She's, hanging out with in the angelic world. She's going in and out of the angelic world. And so not just the spirit world, but she's great. She's saying let's talk about you. That's what she wants. She wants you to make that change. Okay.
Nice. Now, keep your
Glasses
finger.
on?
Well, no. Keep your finger, because I could sense you could be wagging your finger at the screen, because Jordan's got a question.
Jordan, listen, I'm going to say to you what you're going to hear the rest of your life. I don't know. You're a psychic. You tell me. Hate when people. Sorry, just don't say that to me.
See,
Sorry,
we can say that to Jordan because he's a friend. So
it's so hard to read for yourself, But that's where. Sorry, one quick lecture. Oh my God, it's so funny. Was it in the last email I got? I think it was Carrie. She was like, "I know, I'm doing my daily practice." She said that. She's like, "I know." Sorry. Mm-hmm. But when we have that daily practice, it's not a matter of reading ourselves, but we'll feel what's coming very subtly. Jordan, you'll feel what's coming. Yes. Did you meet someone in January?
Mm-hmm.
They're saying something about January, February, which already happened. It feels like this person's already in your circle. Unless I'm picking up on a past relationship, because there's someone in your circle that's already kind of noticed you. You've already met this person. Like, everything I'm feeling is past tense. It just hasn't come to light. You have to be, I feel like you are a little shy or reserved, meaning like you take initiative. It's important for you to take initiative, especially when if you already know who this person is, you need to take initiative. If you don't know who this person is, God, they're around you. Yeah, that doesn't help you. I know, but it's there. It feels like now, let's check in a few months if it hasn't happened. Okay.
Grab the bull by the horns. That's me translating. I'm going to be your color commentary for stuff.
All right. You
do
you.
I know. So John,
John.
I was going to say in that case,
I need bigger glasses.
Nita. Well, no, and I've got the screen right in front of me, and it's not helping. But I was going to say we may need a more specific question. So that was really the reason I was putting that up there.
And I need your face, especially for why you're feeling off. I might be able to tackle that question with your face. So email me. Stop saying face. Email me, and maybe you can get more specific on what you're saying about feeling off and a picture.
Yep. Which is the same thing. I think maybe Kara had a question. Which, need that hope. Once I get to the bottom of the question, maybe she's asked one just as well as Christina.
Christina, what do you want to know? Give me a question.
So we'll see if we can get down to that. If you're still with us, then definitely drop that into the comments. We've got Miss Stacy here.
Hey, I know Stacy, right? What is going on in the universe right now? My work sucks. I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you. It's just funny the way you open. My work sucks. I'm lonely. I'm questioning every decision I've made in my life. Stacy, come on. You need to email me. That's a lot.
Okay.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So I'll drop the email into the comments, but it's also scrolling at the bottom. Allison, this one may be a big pill too.
Here we go. God, I feel bad. I can't seem to help anyone today. Allison, I have to see your dad's house or your house. Why did I say dad? Oh, there. We're sure it's still at my dad's house. I need to see the house. I need to see the house. Let me see. Let me see her. I'm just looking at her face really quick. It's still my dad's until this day. It's just not as active as it used to be. This might be a bigger story, Allison. Email me, please. We might just have to have you on the show. Anyone? I'm sitting here Question. We lost our close friend Sherry this week. This was sudden. Does she have a message for her family? Aw. How do you pronounce her name? Jubes? Hoops?
I would go with Jubes.
Sherry. Let's see. We lost our close friend Sherry. This was sudden. Does she have a message for her family? I am. Sorry, my phone rang. Yeah. She's trying to talk to her. Does she have a sister? She's trying to connect with a female, someone in the family, either a sister or an aunt or mom. I feel like it's sister. She's trying to communicate something to her. I don't know. I'd have to see pictures of everybody, but she's fine. But she is trying to communicate. But this might require a paid reading too, because that's a lot. It could be a lot of information. But you're more than welcome to email me, and I'll see what I can do.
Let's see. I think we need a picture, though.
I lost a granddaughter. Is she still with me, Brenda? I'm sorry, Brenda, for your loss.
Indeed.
Listen, I feel bad. Why we can't seem to help anyone today? When we lose loved ones, they are with us as long as we need them to be with us. It's up to us to connect with them, to be open, to find that practice so that our meditation brings us there. But when we lose people that are in our family, they're always there until we resolve whatever needs to be resolved, But I would need a picture of you or her or something, Brenda, if you want to email me.
Okay, we got two more. We got Mary, but we don't have a picture. So
my dad is here with us. My mom has been smelling his aftershave every morning. I mean, yes. If you're smelling his aftershave every morning, he's absolutely with you. And the same thing applies to what I just said. They're always with us as long as we need them. Okay? Because a lot of times when we pass too soon, those that have survived us are anxious and needing that connection, and they're absolutely there. Yes. But here's the thing also, guys, when, you know, for me, I work best off of photos, especially even if it's just you. But I can tell you this, it's not a general statement. It's the truth for Mary and for Brenda. Yes. Yes. And especially if you feel them. Yes. And even when you don't feel them, yes, they are still there.
And last one, I believe, would be Kira chimed in with her question.
Yes, he can. Actually sees him all the time. They actually talk a lot. How old is your son? I'm laughing because it's like there's conversations happening that are very cute. Yeah, absolutely. They're communicating and talking and connecting. Yep, a lot, actually.
Awesome. Well, I do believe that covers all our questions, and I'll let everybody know the old address of where.
Oh yeah, make sure you email me, guys, and I can help you next week.
Yeah, exactly. So I was mentioning, Kira was saying he's 11, but was, you know, as I mentioned in the comments, you know, name, pictures involved, you know, details, because basically if it's just kind of an email out of the blue with the question, then it's kind of like, well, you know, where's the other little facts that are necessary there? So you got send the email. Hey, make it all inclusive, and then that way we'll be able to get to that at the top of next week's show. So meanwhile, coming up on Sunday night, of course, we have our other little program, Unexplained Cases Live. That is
You're missing a day, Saturday.
Oh, Saturday. Well, that's actually going to be pre-recorded, though.
Oh, so we're not doing it live?
No, that's not going to be live. So we're having someone very special related to the Phoenix Lights. So there's a teaser.
Sorry, Mom, you can't watch it. I told her she could, but you can't.
Yeah, sorry. So that one's coming up. We're going to be pre-recording that on Saturday. But for Sunday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 Pacific, I believe that we're going to have our boy Patrick McQuarrie, and we're going to have a live investigation. I say that because I'm waiting to hear from Patrick where we're going to be. So
Patrick, come on, man.
Stop keeping us in suspense, bro. Come on, man. But yeah, as always, we look forward to seeing everybody. Thanks everyone for being here tonight. As usual, we love you, appreciate the support, and my goodness, have a good rest of the night and rest of your week. See ya.